So, to bring us back and to ground us and to remind us why we're here and to inspire us and to take us on their journey, I would like to bring to the stage Csilla. Is that how you say it? Yes. Csilla, Gergely. I hope I pronounced that right. Should we give her a round of applause?
Hi all. Hi. My name is Csilla. I'm 41 years old. I'm a mother of 2 daughters, and I love myself just the way I am. The title of my story is basically the title of my life. My journey from trying to be perfect to loving myself. Because not always I have loved myself. When I was a child, I was very shy. Maybe you wouldn't think that I was very shy because now I'm on a stage and I'm speaking in front of people, but I was. I didn't ask questions, I didn't start conversations. My grandfather was a theater director, and I loved going to the theater. I wanted to be an actress. I'm not an actress, but I loved going to the theater and see all the people on stage in all the different roles that they could have, even though maybe they were shy. So now I'm not an actress, I work in an office, but I think that we are the actors and actresses, the heroes and the heroines of our own life, because we decide on our life. It is not other people, and it is not our family, and it is not the society who defines us, but we decide on our life and what we do, what we want to do, and where we want to go, and how we want to be. So, when I was a child, I had very good grades in everything. I was an excellent student. And for me it was normal to be an excellent student because, well, I guess I was smart and I studied, but it was very stressful. I won lots of competitions in many different subjects, and for me that was the norm. So, for example, when I had a lower grade, then I was thinking, oof, that's bad, because I can only get excellent grades. This pressure, I guess, came from all the society. And when I became an adult, these different subjects became the different roles of my life. So, as a woman, I guess all of you can think of some roles. As a woman, can you just think of some?
Mother.
Yes, the mother. What other roles? Sister, wife, friend. Yes.
Lover.
Lover. We all have many roles. And I wanted to be perfect in all my roles. I wanted to be the best in all my roles. I wanted to be the perfect daughter, the perfect employee, the best wife possible, the best friend possible, and then when I became a mother, of course, I wanted to be the perfect mother. Being a mother is one of the most important roles in my life. And now, going back and watching myself how I was before, I ask, why did I want to be perfect? Do you want to be perfect?
No.
That's great. If you don't want to be perfect, that's great. Good for you. Now, looking back, I see that I wanted to be perfect because I thought that if I was perfect, then I would be loved. And if I was perfect, then I wouldn't be judged. And to be loved, I had to be perfect in all my roles. And it is really difficult to be perfect because, at the same time, you cannot be the perfect employee and the perfect mother, because the requirements of society and maybe the requirements in our head are different at the same time for the different roles. And I felt that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't pretty enough. I didn't like to ask questions, because if you ask questions, that means that you don't know all the answers, so then you're not perfect. I didn't like to ask for help. No, it's not like I didn't like to. I hated. I hated asking for help, because if you need help, that means that you cannot do it on your own. So, of course, you are not perfect. I wouldn't try new things, because maybe if I'm not good enough, I would fail, and then failure, of course, is not part of being perfect. So I put all this pressure on myself, and after a time, I realized that it's really stressful, all this trying to be perfect and not achieving it. And and also I put myself at the end of the line. Like, the needs of other people would come first, and me and my time would come last. When my second child was born, now they are 10 and 12, I have 2 daughters, and when my second child was born, I was at home with a baby, a 6-month-old baby, and a 2.5 years old. So 2 little children. We mothers, especially when our children are small, we dedicate all our time and all our energy, and we focus on our children, and it's natural. This is what they need in that moment. But I think there comes a time when we also need to dedicate time to ourselves. And for me, the turning point was this moment when they were 2.5 and 6 months old, and I thought that I just have to have time alone to do what I want to do, which is different from being a mother and being at home. So I signed up to yoga. And I live in a village. I went once a week on Thursdays, 1.5 hours to yoga. This was the time of the week for myself. 1.5 hours plus driving there and coming back. And it was a great experience just to do something else, and also physically, because I had to get in shape after giving birth to 2 children. I had to get in shape, and spiritually and mentally. So I did yoga during a couple of years, and then one day I went to a belly dance show, and on the belly dance show I saw all the women dancing on stage with the beautiful clothes and with a beautiful movement, and I thought, this is wonderful, I would like to try this. Remember that before I didn't want to try new things because what if I fail? I always wanted to be an expert, like from the beginning. So I signed up. Of course, I went to the beginner's class. Where would you go? And I loved dance. I went once a week, and the next year I went to the higher level, and then I went to the higher level. And then I started to participate in the year-end shows. Then I started another dancing style, which is called tribal fusion belly dance, and I just loved it. And each year I got a little bit better, and each year I lost a bit of my how do you say it? You know, when you don't want to show yourself. Like, yes. So, for example, last year I went 8 hours a week to belly dance and to yoga. I also have a job. I mean, I also work and I have my children. And I love belly dancing. For me, belly dancing and dedicating time to myself has been the way, one of the most important ways, like the road that has led me to loving myself. Because of course, going to dancing classes meant that at that time I wouldn't be with my children, and my husband would be with them. And yes, I said, yes, it's okay. I'm a mother, but I can also dance, and I can also dedicate time to myself at the time. And then I read also lots of books, and I went to seminars, and I did courses, and I did gratitude journals, and other types of journals, and all this process has helped me to love myself, both my bright side, my light, and both my dark side, and accept and love myself the way I am. Last year, when finally, because I have been looking for my mission for a long time, last year I organized a challenge for women, a 30-day challenge, to love themselves and dedicate time to themselves, because this is what I would like to share with other women, especially mothers. And I have been sharing my journey and inspiring other women to do the hobby, to dedicate time to their hobby, the way they want their life to be, and to know that they don't have to be perfect according to society, but they are just perfect, and you are just perfect the way you are. And this is what I wanted to share with you today. And for all of you who are watching, and for all the women who will be watching, my message is love yourself. And if you feel that you already love yourself, that is wonderful, then love yourself even more.